Hey there, today we're going to be making salmon with carrot rice and steamed broccoli. And here are the ingredients that we're going to be using to cook this. We have a piece of salmon, we got 2 cups of rice, a bowl full of broccoli, we have turmeric, oregano, black pepper, and salt. We have 2 sticks of carrots that will be shredded later. We have a bell pepper and half an onion. We have 1 lime for the salmon later, and 1 garlic that we're going to use some cloves for it later. As you can see here, we have shredded the carrots already. And now we are going to add them to the pot, which in fact has chicken bouillon and turmeric and salt and vegetable oil added already. And we're going to let that cook for a few minutes. Right now we're going to be adding a little bit of pepper and a little bit of oregano to the pot. And we mix it together in the pot with the cooked carrots. And now we add some water all the way to the pot. And then after you add the water, you keep stirring it until the water starts to boil, starts to heat up, like so. Okay, so now that all these ingredients have been cooking for a while, we have some washed rice, and we're now going to slowly put them in there. And being extremely careful as to not burn ourselves. Oh dear. Put it all the way through, like so, getting everything in there. And then we start stirring. It's always good to have a paper towel on hand so you can hold the side of the pot. Okay, so now that we stirred the rice into the pot, we're gonna let it heat up so that way the water can evaporate and the rice can dry. And we're gonna cover the lid so it can do that. And then after that, we're going to lower the heat and let it simmer, I guess, for about 20 minutes. Alrighty, now we're going to prepare the salmon. First, we're going to squeeze lemon juice on it, like this. Now that the rice is dry, it's ready to be covered for 20 minutes. We also lower the temperature too. Okay, so now we're going to squeeze 5 cloves of garlic onto the salmon. As you can see, we've already done 1, but I'm going to demonstrate it for you anyways, for the second one. First, you use the garlic masher and you put 1 clove inside like this. And then you squeeze it really hard, like so. And then you take what comes out on the other side and use a spoon so it lands on the salmon, and you spread it around like so. Now that we've put all the cloves of garlic onto the salmon and we spread it on both sides, now we're going to be adding some pepper and some oregano. Now it is up to you. It can be up to you to add however much you want. It is up to your taste buds. Okay, so now we're gonna get ready to prepare the pan to cook our salmon. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of olive oil onto the pan. Now that the olive oil is warm enough, we're going to use the salmon. We're gonna take both slices and we're gonna add it to the pan like this. Like so. And now we're going to leave it like that for about 6 or 7 minutes until it seals on one side, and then we're going to flip it onto the other. Now that we've let the salmon cook in the pan for a while, we're going to check the underside to see if it has, if it's golden brown. And if not, then you just let it sit there for a little longer. Since it looks nice and golden brown, we can flip it now. So you just take your spatula, go underneath, and flip it on it.
Oh gosh, and flip it on its side.
And the same with the other one. You flip it on its side as well.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
There we go. And now we just let it cook on the other side. Now we are going to cut some more peppers. As you can see in that plate, we've already cut some. But I'm going to demonstrate how to cut this tablet with aluminum foil on it. So as you can see, you just hit it down and then you slice like so. Oh, also don't do what I just did, but make sure you don't cut the aluminum foil. That's not good. So more like this. And you keep doing this to all the peppers until it's done. We're adding this to the salmon, by the way, because it gives it flavor and adds a slightly sweet taste to it that really makes it pop. Now we are going to do the exact same thing to the onion. But first we have to peel. You gotta peel the outer layer of the onion like this. Make sure all that skin's off. And you just discard that. And now, all you have to do is basically do the same thing. Like this. Oh. And you just leave it like that, and you just keep on cutting. Now, you remember, it is very important to make sure that you cut this very well, and that you cut the top part, I guess, like this, because I'm pretty sure nobody eats that part. Now that the salmon is almost completely cooked, we're going to add all the onions and peppers onto the pan, like so. You just take your hand like this, and you just sprinkle it onto there, like you're sprinkling sprinkles onto a cupcake. Now that the salmon is practically done, we're going to add a little bit more of lime juice onto it. Oh, and that should be it for it all, and you should just let it simmer for just a little longer before it's ready to serve. So, right here we have rinsed the broccoli that we are going to use. And we have left a little bit of water in there so it can steam, because even with just a little bit of water left from the rinsing. It's definitely enough for it to steam up on its own. Now we're going to leave it in there for about 4 minutes so it can steam on low heat, by the way. Now we're going to check on the rice. And it looks like it's about ready to be turned. So what you do is that you grab your spoon and your wet paper towel to hold on to the handle, like this. And then you just take some and then you flip it like this, all around the pan, the pot, I mean. And you keep doing this until everything's about flipped. Now, once you finish doing all this, you can leave it in there for about another 2 minutes so it can finish cooking, and then it will be all done. Now we just cover it up and let it sit there for those 2 minutes. As you can see now, the salmon is now ready to be served. You can see how it's all nice and pink and stuff like that. And that's not only that, the broccoli is nice and steamed too, nice and green, like that. And the rice is ready as well, nice and golden yellow, and you can all see all the little fluffy, and you can see all the little carrot pieces inside. Now, all of this is now ready to serve and to be put on a plate. Now that I've plated all of this onto the plate, we're going to do a zoom in of the plate so you can see everything in full detail. Now you can see the salmon with the peppers. Now it's not necessary to put that on at all, by the way, but if you want to, you can. Next you can see the broccoli, all nice and green, and then you can see the carrot rice, nice and yellow. And now that everything's done, this looks like a very good meal.